Welcome to all the students once again as we have started the unit 2, that is recent trends in business communication. Till now we have completed 3 lectures on it, and today we will see another subtopic of this chapter, that is based on Google. In this we will learn about Google Doc and Google Form. So let us begin our lecture. The first is Google Doc. See, Google Docs is Google's browser-based word processor, somewhat like a Microsoft word processor. You can create, edit, and share documents online and access them from any computer with an internet connection. To access Google Docs, you need to create a Google account. Google accounts are free. All you need is a valid email address and the willingness to agree to Google's terms of service to create one. Users can also create documents by emailing them directly to a unique address based on the name they registered when creating their Google accounts. Google Docs converts all file attachment into HTML format and saves them to your account. Google Docs users get a lot of storage space with their accounts, but it's not unlimited. Each account can have up to like 5,000 documents of up to 500 kilobytes each, 1,000 spreadsheets of up to 1 megabyte each, and 5,000 presentations of up to 10 megabyte each. So these are the limitations up to which you can store. So you can say a Google Doc is somewhat same like Microsoft Word, in which you can create documents online and can access those online documents from any computer, and you just need an internet connection. Okay, and this Google Doc converts all the attachments into HTML format and saves them to the account. To use the Google Doc, one needs to have a valid Google account, that is a valid email address, and and you have to agree with the terms of service of the Google. So in this way you can use the benefits of the Google Doc. So let us see how it looks like. See, this is a screenshot of, or this is a pro forma of a Google Doc. And in Google Doc आपको बहुत सारे templates भी मिलेंगे, ready-made templates. For example, this is a template of a resume which I have selected in Google Doc. See, resume of Google Doc. This is a ready-made template which was available on the Google Doc. In this way you can create your resume. See, it is very unique way to create a resume. Like you have to write your name here, experience, education details, skills, and awards. In this way you can create a resume. There is a file, editing, view, insert. You can insert whatever things you want to insert. Then format, tools, add-ons. So there are, and see here you can share also this file. This document can also be shared. All the facilities are available in this, like editing facilities. You can bold, you can underline the particular thing which you seem it is important. So this is a screenshot of a Google Doc. So to have a Google Doc or to use a particular Google Doc, you just need an account. So with this account you can have a you can use a ready-made template. There are various templates available on the Google Doc. You can select on the basis of your requirement. So I have selected the resume template, and this is how it look like. You can edit them, and you can feed your information about yourself, and you can create a good resume to attract your employer with your skills. So this is how a Google Doc look like. Okay, now let us see the features. First feature is share. You can share your document with others from them to also contribute in the document. You can partner students up and they can work on a paper at the same time in real time, because it is an online document and can be accessed to any computer. So by clicking on the share button, which I have shown you in the previous slide, and all your students can enter the email of another student or teacher, and they can work collaboratively on a document. So if a student accidentally deletes the text of the document, then they can use all changes saved in Drive and restore the document. So whatever the changes are made, it is automatically saved to the Google Drive. Okay. Now next one is explore. In the bottom left of Google Documents is the Explore feature. When clicking on this icon, it will look at all of the data in the paper and offer links and pictures that have to do with the text. Whatever text you have feed on that Google Doc, with the Explore button, by clicking to the Explore button, that Explore button will do what? According to the text you have feed, it will suggest you the links and the pictures so that you can use that in your document. So this is what explore means. Explore as a feature means in the Google Doc. Next is voice typing. Typing may be a barrier for some of our students. So now students can do speech to text straight into a Google document. Students can choose tools voice typing and then can speak into their computer and it will transpose into written work. So this could be a greater tool to get students to get their thoughts down without physically typing. Next one is comments. See, inserting comments into a document is a great way to have a real-time conversations with the student or others on a document. To leave a comment on a document, simply highlight the text that you want to leave the comment on and click on insert on the top and add a comment. When you leave a comment, the person who owns the document will get an email saying that you left a comment. So this is another feature of it. And the next one is all changes saved in Drive. See, when you create a document in Google Drive, it will save all the edits made in that document. So what is even more amazing is that you can restore any edit made in the document also. So this is a great way for students to view the history of a written piece and be able to go back and edit and revise. So these are the main features of the Google Doc, that is share, explore, voice typing, comments and all changes saved in Drive. Now let us see the advantages of Google Docs. The first is documents saved to Google servers. See, documents on Google Docs are saved to the Google servers. Therefore, if your computer hard drive crashes, you won't lose the document that you have been working on. So this is the one of the greatest advantage of the using Google Docs. Accessible. Google Docs can be accessed anywhere with internet access. You can access your document from any computer, just you need to have a internet connection. Next one is password protected. Yes, all the files are password protected. So security issues are eliminated somewhat. Next is automatic saving. Automatically, the Google Docs are automatically save the file while you are typing. And Google Docs offer the feature of allowing people to view past edits also. So whatever the edits you do, it just automatically saves to your Google Drive. Next is available on different platforms. See, documents can be shared, opened and edited by multiple users at the same time with the other account users. Okay? And Google offers one of the best services for cloud computing documents sharing. So this thing is available on the different platforms. Next is sharing of documents. Yes, you can share the documents. I have shown you in that screenshot that how you can share. There is a share button written. You just have to click it and you have to just put on the emails where you have to share that particular document. And the last is free cloud computing services. Yes, Google offers one of the best services of cloud computing document sharing. While other cloud computing services charge fees, Google Docs is free. So there is no charges of cloud computing services of Google Doc. So these were the features of the Google Docs. Now let us see the disadvantages of Google Doc. The first one is security. See, security is a paramount to a financial advisor, and many companies may prefer the idea of data stored on the site where they are in control of it, rather than at a remote location where someone else is hosting it. So this is the security concern in the case of Google Docs. Next one is not physical sharing of documents. See, Google Docs is cloud computing, and with cloud computing there is no physical location of the documents shared. It is shared under some physical, it is not, the documents cannot be physically shared because Google Doc is a cloud computing service where the documents are saved at some host place. Next one is limited formatting ability. Limited formatting ability, unlike Microsoft Word, and it allows more than one user to work on a document at any given time. It also allows more than one user to work on a document at any time, and formatting ability is also limited. So this is the another disadvantage. Next is cannot be accessed offline. Yes, it cannot be accessed offline. If you want to access your Google Doc, then you have to be online to access that particular doc. And poor format transition. Yes, there is a poor, because may not export if the document is not exported properly, then the format translation can be poor. So these were the disadvantages of Google Doc. Now we will see Google Form. What is Google Form? See, Google Form is a web-based app used to create forms for data collection purposes. Students and teachers can use Google Forms to make surveys, quizzes, or event registration sheets. The form can be shared with respondents by sending a link, emailing a message, or embedding into a web page or blog post. Data gathered using the form is typically stored in a spreadsheet. So this is how a Google Form looks like. I hope you have seen this kind of Google Forms in this pandemic situation, because most of the internal papers are being conducted in this kind of Google Forms only, where you enter your name, your roll number, your email, and you answer the questions in an MCQ format, that is multiple choice questions. So this is how a Google Form looks like. See here the questions, here the following information the students just put their following information, whatever has been asked. Then they give the answers to that particular questions in MCQ format. We make like quizzes we make in the MCQ format, and whatever the responses you give, we can see those responses here, and your marks is generated. So this is how a Google Form is designed. Here is a send button, and we just put out your emails and we just send this link to all the students, and we just given a particular time where the link is open and you apply for the exam. So this is how we conduct your exams in this particular type of Google Form. It is very useful, and it is very useful tool in this pandemic situation where education is adversely affected. With this kind of tool, one can conduct the exams very conveniently. So this is how a Google Form looks like. Okay. See, here is the another screenshot of Google Form. See, there are settings also. Limit one response. Limit one response means what? That the respondent, the person who is giving answer to that particular question, can give the answer of a particular question only one time. For example, अगर एक question आपसे पूछा गया है तो आप उसका आंसर सिर्फ एक ही टाइम सबमिट कर सकते हो, आप चेंज नहीं कर सकते once you have submitted your answer. So this is other settings. Then presentation, then another setting is quizzes. This quiz setting helps us to create MCQs for conducting exams. In this way, we conduct our exams through Google Forms. Okay. Now let us see the uses of Google Form in education. So first uses is opinion surveys. Want to get to know your students better or learn about their preferences? Create a simple survey, and through which we can get to know the opinions of the students. Okay, so we can use the Google Forms for getting the opinions of the students about particular matter. Quick poll. A simple one question Google Form makes getting the pulse of the classroom quick and easy. Close-ended questions can be displayed as graphs immediately with the responses tab in the form, and we can just get the picture of what basically students want to say. So getting the poll on particular thing is also very easy through Google Forms. Now next is late work submission. When students use this form, they can provide assignment details and a link to any digital work to turn in. Notifications for new responses. It will automatically send an email to the account you used to create the form. See, in a simple way, it means what? For example, when we give you the internal papers for a particular subject, for example, of business communication. So whenever we just send the link for particular subject, for example business communication का पेपर है, हमने आपको लिंक सेंड किया. So जब भी आप रिस्पॉन्स सेंड करते हो, वंस आप सबमिट कर देते हो टेस्ट में, हमको ऑटोमेटिकली नोटिफिकेशन आता है कि so and so student has submitted the paper. This is what late work submission is. If someone has submitted the work late, then there is a notification that at this time this particular student has sent the message. So we can come to know कि किसने किस टाइम पे वर्क अपना सबमिट किया और किसने किस टाइम पे अपना टेस्ट सबमिट किया है. So this is what late work submission basically means. Okay. Now next comes sign up sheets. Need students or parents to sign up to bring something to class. This is what sign up sheets means. Next, Sign out sheets. Ditch the sign out sheet when students leave and return from the room, that is, or when they check equipment in and out. Use a Google form instead. Sign out sheets hai. Then lesson plans. Want to quickly create detailed lesson plans with standards, learning objectives, activity descriptions and more. Add all the parts you wanted included in those lesson plans in a Google form. Lesson plans means if a teacher wants to tell the students what particular in this particular lecture what topics are to be covered, so they can just prepare those lesson plans. This so and so topics are to be covered in this in today's lecture, so they can plan their lecture by using their Google form. This is what lesson plans means. Next is daily check-in. We want to connect with our students and know how they are doing every day, but it can be difficult to check in with every student in every one of a class, but possible with Google form, because whenever you create something, information or some lesson plans, then automatically it gets saved and we can come to know how many students have checked in the details and the info or the lessons of the particular lecture. So this is how Google form works, like daily check-in. Next is auto-graded quizzes. If you create a quiz or the other assessment with close-ended questions, Google Forms will auto-grade it for you. Create your quiz and click the gear settings button. Choose the quizzes tab and turn on make this a quiz. This is somehow like your multiple choice question. If we want to create a question format, then we use we click on the quiz button, which I have shown you in the previous slide, and in this way create the MCQ pattern type question to you. Okay. Next one is add math equation to Google form. You can add math equation also on the Google Forms. Okay. Next, writers conference schedule. If the student needs to schedule a time to meet with you to discuss their writing, the form limiter add-on, there is a add-on which can be installed in the Google form, can help create a form in Google Forms, and it will gather the data you will need like name, class, time, etc. in a Google Sheet. So the form limiter will stop accepting responses when specific Google Sheet spots are filled. This is what writers conference schedule. This can be used by just installing an add-on which is form limiter to the Google form. Next one is rubrics. Create your rubric in a Google form to make an easy place for you to assign grades and provide feedback to the students. You can assign grades and feedback to the students by creating rubric. Rubric means what? It means a printed set of scoring criteria for evaluating students' work and for gathering feedback. This is what rubric means. It is a set of scoring criteria for evaluating students' performance and for gathering that feedback. This is what rubrics means. Next one is create a hyperdoc in Google Forms. See, incorporate the lesson design that makes hyperdocs so effective in a Google form by including sections for students to learn or review the content, show what they know, share their thinking and apply their skills. Hyperdoc. Okay. So, आप hyperdoc भी create कर सकते हो with the help of Google Forms. So, these were the uses which can be used in the education. Now we will come to see the advantages. The first one is free online tool. It is a free online tool that allows you to collect information easily and efficiently without any charge. Next one is helpful in creating surveys. With Google Forms, you can create surveys in few minutes to ask your clients or collaborators information about your products or services. So next is need only a Google account. To start using this tool, you only need a Google account, the same one you need to access Gmail, YouTube or Google Drive. With that account only, you can just operate your Google form. Easy, understandable. The interface is very easy to use. Any user with an average internet knowledge can create forms using this tool. So the assistant is simple to use. So the what you see is what you create. What you get interface makes it easy to drag and drop form elements and organize them based on actions or events. So in this sense, it is very easy to operate on Google Forms. Next one is stores the feedback. Google Forms stores the feedback received so we can analyze it in detail. Whatever the response is given by the students, collaborators, or the businesses or the customers, all the feedback are stored and we can analyze the feedback of those feedbacks and can come to know about the evaluation or about the preferences of the customers about the product and services. Next is collection of data in Google Spreadsheet. See, the forms are integrated with Google Spreadsheets. Therefore, we can access to a spreadsheet view of the collected data. Whatever the responses which are received by using the Google form can be accessed by way of spreadsheet. So there is a option on the Google form when you see to create a spreadsheet. So whatever the response you have received, automatically it creates a spreadsheet of that. Okay, so this is what collection of data in Google Spreadsheet means. Next one is useful to professional and businesses. See, Google Forms can be used in any professional and business to enhance the performance, sale, and it also helps in decision making. And the last one is easy to prepare unlimited question and answers. With this tool, you can get unlimited questions and answers at no cost, while other survey tools require a payment depending on the number of questions and recipients. So, you can create innumerous amount of questions and answers. Now, let us move on to the disadvantages of using Google Forms. The first one is necessary to have internet. Yes, if you want to access Google Forms or if you want to use Google Forms, then you have to have internet to use this facility of the Google. Next one is design customization is limited. The design customization is very limited. Advanced users can change the design to use the tool with a greater number of purposes. And the next, security concerns. There are some security concerns. The user has to create a good password and protects it to increase the level of security. A good password is only needed just to roll out the security concerns of using Google Forms. And the last one is some limitations. What are those some limitations? See, there are certain limitations regarding the capabilities of this tool. It accepts text up to 500 KB, images up to 2 MB, and for spreadsheets the limit is 256 cells or 40 sheets. If it is more than that, then you cannot use the Google form. That is, for text 500 KB limit is there, images 2 MB limit is that, and for the spreadsheet 256 cells or 40 sheets. More than that, then you can't use the Google form. So these are the some limitations or disadvantages of using Google form. That is necessary to have internet, design customization is limited, security concerns, and some limitations. So this was what Google Doc and Google form. In the next lecture, we will see the furthermore apps of the Google. Till then, thank you.